Hey guys, just gonna share a little story about chanchecha. Chanchecha. Sorry, I get my gutturals down. But the drum. I'm always talking about good vibes. One of the things that I really like to talk about are good vibes. How to have good energy. Well, the drum has been said to give off good vibes, good energy. There's a lot more of longer story you can go into with creation stories. Go see Lakota Elder that can tell you about the creation story and why the drum was, how the drum can sort of ward off certain energies, spirits out there. It brings good energy is what the drum does. Not only that, but it shakes your vibes, shakes your energy, your cells, your being, your spirit, your vibe. It vibrates you really. And so when you hear that, I don't know if you got some bass on your headphones or what you're listening on, but you can hear that. It's a vibration. And so one of the things that is really important to me is healing these days. And I really try my best to articulate how is it that one can heal from a past trauma. A trauma is a vibration, a very, very extreme vibration. That's what a trauma is. And it shakes you on the inside, this trauma. And so what we do as Native people is we listen to the drum. And the drum, you get in tune with the drum and you vibrate to the drum. And some of you guys know that when you go to a powwow or when you go to a prayer gathering and the drum is present, or maybe even a moccasin game, for our people here, imagine hearing that, or a hand game, you can hear the drums at some hand games. I don't know if they use drums at hand games, but anyway, for our games, moccasin, we play moccasin. It's called moccasin, and the drum is involved, and that drum kind of puts you in kind of like a trance-like type place, a trance, hearing the drum over and over. And so you can even hear if a beat is like that, you can hear a vibration, and that vibration, tuning into that vibration, you can get lost into it. Just focus on the vibration of the drum. And not only that, but our songs have certain notes and tunes that can create a feeling in you. Our ancestors used predominantly certain notes that they would use, and a lot of those notes you can play on the flute. Since I was little, I used to play the we call it hokaga, mixed voice flute. And those notes that are on there are the ancient notes that our ancestors used to use. They kind of go those notes. There's a certain note. We don't have a lot of notes that you'd hear in Western music. Certain minors and different notes like that we don't have in our culture, but we stick to the main seven. Sometimes you can get kind of fancy and add certain notes in there that from European type of ancestry. Those kind of notes. My water jug just went off. But the house I'm living in right now is haunted, by the way. So talk about vibrations. It's pretty interesting. But again, the spiritual entities that are in this home are not a negative vibration. I don't get a negative feeling from it, so I don't worry about that. Even you ever notice with certain friends that you'll notice that they have a certain vibration. a certain vibe that may come off. Perhaps you have a friend that's usually really happy or has a certain way about them, and you still see them smiling, but you get a feeling, an under feeling that something is just not right. Often you can hear that something is not right because it's in their voice. When you get suspicion from people, you hear a tone in their voice that's not quite where it's supposed to be at. A frequency, a vibration that when it hits you in the wrong way and it gives you a bad vibe. This is why we're supposed to listen to vibes, intuition, get in touch with, geez, how did that make me feel? How do I feel right now about all of this? Most people are like, what did I think about this? What do I think about that? Oh, I think about that. Really, what I'm saying is, how do I feel? And there's so many of us not even realizing that we're scared, but we're so disconnected from ourselves. We don't know that we're scared. We're just so used to this feeling of nervy feeling, or paranoid feeling, or this is what you'd call anxiety. And so but often, a lot of these things, again, caused by a trauma, a vibration that happened in the beginning, some kind of intense moment that happened that shook you, and to the point where it changes who you think you are. You let the actions of others vibrate your being and change who you are. This is why our ancestors would always come back to ceremony to get in tune with that vibration, that heartbeat, we would call it, that sound. A lot of times you could make songs out of that, just listening to the tone, the tune of the drum. And if you can stick within those native notes, it's quite easy. If you can master those 7 notes, if you can master those 7 notes within Dakota culture, you'll notice that you can make songs fairly easy. And usually in our songs, they'd start off high and then they kind of descend down lower. So you'd start off with a high note and then it kind of makes its way down lower. To me, when I hear songs like that, it really kind of helps me to feel the inner searching, or like the going deep within yourself and finding the answers. Because this is what I've been saying. A lot of people think that the answers are out there. Now, it's easy for us to think that because most of the answers that we found within our lives came from some kind of authority. Our mother, our father, our teachers, our mentors, our spiritual people. Wisdom always came from outside. How often does wisdom come from inside, right? The inner knowing. And that's the stuff that I like to talk about. And I believe that the culture the native culture that I have been experiencing throughout my life has been teaching me how to connect to myself as a human being, to have respect for myself, compassion with myself, honest with myself, to explore what it is like to be a human being, to be a soul within a human body. What is this experience like here on this earth to be a human? And yeah, it's full of passion, it's full of hate, it's full of anger, it's full of confusion, it's full of wonder, it's all full of stuff right inside. And sometimes when you want to just get back to simplicity of life, to quieten things down, it would be going back to listening to that beat of that drum, and to hear those songs. You'd hear them again, those old songs. They'd start off high, like they go down like that. And to me, again, it makes me go inward within myself. And so this is where I believe all the answers are. There's a peace inside of you, deep at the core of you, a real beautiful place. This is where we need to go if we want to create peace. And then when you can create peace for yourself, watch that peace happen for your family, the ones that you're really connected to, the ones that you're really close to. So, yeah. Ciao.